I'm Julie Barkey with this Senate update. About a week into session, the Senate DFL laid out its first 6 bills. Of those, Senate File 2 would provide 2 years of free college for Minnesota students to answer a call by employers to fill some high-need career fields. It's been quiet for about the last 2 months, but Senator LeRoy Stumpf says he's about ready to roll out his legislation. Let's begin by giving us the big picture look at your legislation and where you are in the process with it. It's been pretty quiet thus far.
It has. It's a very important piece of legislation and one that has a lot of details connected with it. And that's what's been taking some time. And we've been working with Senator Terry Bonhoeff from the Higher Education Chair, as well as a number of staff people and other agencies. And what we hope that within a week to probably a week and a half, we'll have the final product that we can roll out and have some much greater detail for the public. The reason it's important, it was brought to our attention last year, but it's been building over the last several years. The need for people, employees, trained employees across the state. Wherever we went, we found that businesses were asking for more trained employees, some high-tech, some not as high-tech, but all of them needed trained employees. And so the best system of higher education that we have that deals with that is our 2-year colleges.
Have you been dealing with a lot of pushback? And if so, there has been some that's been quite, Minskew, for example, has been quite vocal in its opposition to parts of provisions in your legislation. So what have you been doing to work with these stakeholders and draw them in?
Well, we've been visiting with both of the institutions, the University of Minnesota as well as the Minskew system, to let them know that this is not in any way threatening the kind of the core responsibility that they have in higher education. What this is really meant to is to help gain a greater and a higher percentage of our young men and women to go on to school and to consider a lot of them to consider the job potential out there in the labor force. And then also it's important to try to control the cost and the accountability, and we're trying to build those factors in as well.
Finally, Senator, does the recent increase in the budget surplus perhaps give your legislation an edge here? Do you think it has? Are you optimistic it can pass?
Well, yes, it's always good to have revenues growing versus declining. And I think it does give us a better opportunity to take care of the costs for the higher education community, the different, the university, Minskew, the grant and aid program that the state of Minnesota has, with the additional revenues. So I think it makes it much more palatable than if we didn't have that additional revenue.
Thank you, Senator Stumpf. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.